everyone. I first want to thank you all for taking the time to listen in to my presentation. My name is Megan Jones, and I am currently a senior English major at Siena College. Today, I will be presenting a poster presentation titled Feminist Theory Through the Waves, a Not-So-Linear Timeline. When taking on this theory timeline, my main goal was to emphasize the wave metaphor aligned with generational thinking of feminist ideology. The thinkers I have listed on this first poster are those that I have studied during this independent study, which I have grouped based on the publication of their work I read, which will be featured in the next poster. Some background. The first wave is known for predominantly discussing topics of suffrage, labor, and legal issues, while the second wave, the one that coined the metaphor, is known for extending the conversation to education, liberation from discrimination and equality, and reproductive rights. The third wave served as a response to the second wave, advocating for further attention to intersecting identities such as race, ethnicity, class, religion, gender, and internationality. We are now fighting for new goals and emerging into a new fourth wave with a focus on domestic violence and technological advances. Sarah Ahmed, I would argue, is a token thinker in this changing conversation. However, as we look at the ideas being discussed with a closer eye, we see that feminist thinking is not always as linear as we think. If we are looking at feminism through a generational perspective, the goals of a given wave are bound to look different as they are working under different societal restraints. Betty Friedan, for example, starts her pivotal work, The Feminine Mystique, by addressing the rise in women seeking out housewifery over careers or education in the early 60s. In 2001, Saba Mahmood, as another example, wrote on the importance of addressing third world feminism and how the notion of progress does not look the same in different cultures. If you, the viewer, are thinking about your own position in society, you may look to these thinkers as progressive or regressive based on your own relation to them or your understanding of their works. It is also important to note that although there are points at which the waves begin and end, the conversation does not. By taking away attention from advocates and activists in these periods of national inactivity, we are discrediting the fact that there has never really been a feminist free zone. Mary Wollstonecraft and Audre Lorde are two examples of feminist thinkers that published texts before the official start of their respective waves. As you can see from my timeline, some of the most prominent theory and theorists fight for change that isn't always for the progress of women across the nation. This proves that although the years are linear, the thinking is not. As societies and understanding change, our thought processes may or may not. Not only should we focus on how to proceed from these conflicting narratives, we should continue to look to our foremothers, recognizing female abolitionists in early America, Black and Chicana feminists in the 70s, and radical lesbians in the 80s. As Nancy Hewitt says in the introduction to No Permanent Waves, the script of feminist history, that each wave overwhelms and exceeds its predecessor, lends itself all too easily to Whiggish interpretations of ever more radical, all-encompassing, and ideologically sophisticated movements. When looking at the wave metaphor more critically, we can begin to see how it operates in the way in which ideas tend to build up, crash, and recede. My research has proven that the fight is not over until women as a sex class are liberated from their change. There needs to be an end to the desire to put down and overpower so that the wave metaphor can be put at bay in celebration of freedom. Thank you again for your time. Please feel free to contact me with any questions, concerns, or comments. Be well and stay safe.